Hey, what is up? My name is Hannah and welcome to this Facebook group, Escape the 9 to 5 to become a full-time online fitness freelancer. So my name's Hannah, and in the guides section of the Facebook group, I'm going to show you exactly how you can actually leave the 9 to 5 to work on your own terms, have complete financial and locational freedom instead of having to report into a boss and having someone else define how much you get paid. And just to set everything into context a bit, in 2020, right now what's happening in this world is there are two forces happening that's making this super possible for the normal person. So in 2020 alone, there were over 59 million freelancers in the US. And that number is just increasing every single year because people are realizing more and more that you actually don't have to be in an office working for someone else in order to make a good income. Now, the second thing going on right now is what we call demand. So with everything unpredictable going on in the world, business might come and go when it comes to corporate businesses. The stock market may fall and crash. But one thing that's never going to change is the fact that people are always looking to get in shape. So for example, over the last year, Peloton sales, gym equipment actually increased by over 172%, and home equipment sales as a whole went up by 5,800%. And so during the pandemic, what happened is, on one hand, you had the gyms being shut, no access to personal training, and on the other hand, you had a bunch of people who were actively looking to get in shape. They just didn't know where to look or who to turn to. And this is where being a fitness freelancer comes in. So over the past year, personal trainers had been doing this already. Because the gyms were shut and because they had nowhere to go to, they were forced to find a way to make money. So then what happened was, instead of traditionally training someone at the gym for 1 hour where they watch over them and count their reps, personal trainers started coming up with a way to make money online. And then the way they did that was simply by sending them the plan through email and then speaking to the client to hold them accountable. Now, right now, if you're thinking, oh, well, Hannah, I'm not a personal trainer, I'm not sure if I can do that. In reality that's actually not true at all, because if you think about it, you only really need to be a few steps ahead of someone to be able to help them. And so after working with over 300 people, what I found is ultimately people don't actually care about whether you have qualifications or how much experience you have. They ultimately care about, can you get them their result in the most efficient way possible? And so even if you don't quite have the knowledge of exactly how to help someone lose weight, it's so easy to learn and study in your own time. And so right now you might be thinking, who is this random girl on the internet who claims to be able to change the trajectory of my life? Well, just to tell you a bit about who I am, my name is Hannah, and at the age of 23, as a fresh graduate, I was plugged into a corporate headhunting role where I would basically recruit people to place in high-level senior positions. Now, I didn't enjoy that very much because in reality, I was more so just, a glorified intern sitting there and editing spreadsheets all day, being bored of my life. And to make things worse, I was in a really male-oriented or male-dominant culture where I feel like my colleagues just didn't really respect me or listen to me as much, even though I knew deep down that I was as smart as them, all right? Now, at the time, I was working a corporate job that I didn't like, thinking to myself, surely there must be more to life than just going to the train during rush hour, listening to podcasts, escaping reality while I can, going into work Monday to Friday, 9 to 6, just to live for the weekends and then get depressed on Sunday about the thought of going into work on Monday, right? So the only thing I really enjoyed in the office was actually giving advice to my colleagues at the time, because they all knew that I was really into fitness. I was the gym girl who would go to the gym every day after work and lift weights, do my squats, things like that. And so my colleagues would always ask me about tips on how they could lose weight and reach their fitness goals. So because I went to the gym so much, I started seeing and meeting all these personal trainers. And for me, I felt like that could have been a good opportunity for me to leave my 9 to 5. But then what I discovered after I did more research was that the personal training life wasn't actually that glamorous, because what everyone was telling me was, hey, to be a personal trainer, first, you're actually working 60 hours a week, right? With awkward split shifts between different client sessions. And second, the gym actually takes most of your money. So if you get paid $60 an hour, the gym might take $30 of that 60. And the third thing that they don't actually tell you is that as a personal trainer, you have to work with clients who you don't really like, and the gym forces you to kind of use these slimy, salesy, unethical tactics just to be able to make more money. And that really wasn't what I was about. Not to mention the fact that I didn't want to leave my job just to work for someone else, which is the gym. So because I worked at a headhunting firm, I realized that, hey, the way my company makes money is by getting clients, right? That's how my company made money. So then why can't I just combine the two to get clients to pay me for my fitness expertise, to help people get in better shape and to help people lose weight? Now, the third thing that came into play was the whole world of internet marketing. So as a naive 23-year-old girl, what I would do all the time is I'd scroll on Instagram in my spare time, I'd scroll on Facebook, and I'd see all these really cool influencers that seem to be having such an amazing life, living at the beach, traveling in their bikinis, drinking cocktails, things like that. And I was like, I wonder how they make money. So when I started looking into it, what I realized was that they made money online through social media. So in the guide section, I'm gonna show you exactly how I put these three things together in a way that allowed me to actually make six figures and actually generate over $2 million in my business by the age of 26. And not just that, but how I've actually been able to move into my dream apartment, my penthouse apartment in London, which is the very place I'm actually filming this training right now. And not just that, but over the past 3 years, I've worked with hundreds of everyday people to help them leave the 9-to-5 and become full-time online fitness freelancers. So then what I did was I took these three factors together, and I'm gonna show you exactly how I put them together in the guide section if you head over there. But what I ended up doing was creating a system that ultimately allowed me to hand in my resignation to my boss, quit my job, travel the world, and actually take care of my family. Where even last year I was able to fly my mom out from Hong Kong to London to meet me, and nowadays I travel business class whenever I want to because I just work from my phone and my laptop. And over the past few years, I've actually helped hundreds of regular people leave their 9-to-5s as well, so they can actually start their own businesses with nothing but their passion for fitness. And so people started interviewing me on podcasts, and people started asking me how I did it. And so that's exactly what I'm gonna show you in the following videos in the guide section. And the reality is, this might all be new to you, but it's actually not new as an opportunity, because corporate America just simply doesn't want you to know this. Like, we've been conditioned in society where we pay tens of thousands of dollars for high school and university just for them to pump us into a 9-to-5 corporate job where they squeeze as much labor out of us as possible while paying us as little as possible, so that the people at the top can benefit the most from it, while we're working the most at the bottom. So more about this in a second, more about how society is trying to hold you back and exactly what you need to do to make sure that you're not held back. But something that I do want to mention is, while the money is great and while the lifestyle is great, this does require work. It requires you to learn new skills and get out of your comfort zone. It's not some get rich quick thing where you press a button and then money gets deposited into your account and you just do nothing except sit on your butt the whole time. So enough from me for now. If your goal is to be able to hand in your resignation to the job that you don't like and actually make enough money to be able to take care of your family and fly first class or business class and do all the things that you've always wanted to do but wasn't previously allowed to, then that's exactly what I'm going to show you in our video series in the guide section. So make sure you head over there now and start watching the first video, where I'm going to reveal to you exactly what being an online fitness freelancer entails and why the best time to start is now.